Golden Moments, Global Milestones highlight PH Sports in 2025. Manila, Philippine sports marked another banner year in 2025 as athletes across disciplines delivered historic results, shattered long-standing records, and elevated the country's standing on the regional and global stage. From breakthrough performances in individual sports to landmark victories by national teams, Filipino athletes continued a sustained rise that has defined the past several years. The year saw first-time achievements, rare title defenses, and performances that opened new doors for future international success. Leading the year's biggest breakthroughs was tennis standout Alexandra "Alex" Ila, who emerged as the country's most accomplished athlete of 2025. The 20-year-old Victoria's City, Negros Occidental native delivered a career-defining run at the Miami Open, where she defeated multiple top-ranked opponents, including then-world number 2 Iga Swiatek. The performance vaulted Ila into the world's top 100 for the first time, a milestone never before reached by a Filipina player. She later captured her first WTA 125 title and capped her season by winning gold in women's singles at the Southeast Asian Games, ending a 26-year drought for Philippine women's tennis. Gymnastics continued to shine through Olympic champion Carlos Yulo, who captured another world title by winning gold in the vault at the World Artistic Gymnastics Championships. He also earned bronze in the floor exercise, while his younger brother Carl Eldrew Yulo collected multiple medals at the Junior World Championships, signaling depth in the sport's future. The Southeast Asian Games in Thailand further underscored the country's progress, as Team Philippines delivered multiple historic firsts. The women's national football team captured its first SEA Games gold, ending the long-standing dominance of Vietnam and Thailand. The women's beach volleyball team also claimed its maiden gold, while skateboarder Mazel Allegado became the country's youngest SEA Games gold medalist at just 11 years old. Swimming, softball, wushu, boxing, and basketball added to the medal haul, with standout performances from Kayla Sanchez, the Blue Girls softball team, Agatha Wong, and Yumir Marcial. Both the men's and women's basketball teams also secured gold medals, completing dominant tournament runs. Winter sports also entered uncharted territory for the Philippines as the national curling team claimed the country's first-ever gold medal at the Asian Winter Games in Harbin. The squad stunned regional powerhouse South Korea in the final, signaling the country's growing presence in non-traditional sports. The team later came close to qualifying for the 2026 Winter Olympics, underscoring the sport's rising potential in the Philippines. In boxing, 8-division world boxing champion Manny Pacquiao returned to the ring after coming out of retirement to face Mario Barrios in a WBC welterweight title bout in Las Vegas. Despite his age, Pacquiao went the distance in a competitive contest that ended in a majority draw, prompting the boxing icon to announce plans for another fight in 2026. Philippine volleyball also reached new ground as Alas Pilipinas secured a historic victory in the FIV Men's World Championship, upsetting higher-ranked Egypt in group play, the country's first against a traditional power in the global tournament. In the Premier Volleyball League, Petro Gaz Angels emerged as champions in the 2025-26 All-Filipino Conference and 2026 Reinforced Conference, while PLDT high-speed hitters ruled the on-tour and invitational conferences. At the collegiate level, redemption stories dominated the basketball season. De La Salle University reclaimed the UAP men's basketball crown by defeating the University of the Philippines in a 3-game final series, while San Beda University swept Colegio de San Juan de Letran to regain the ENCE championship. In women's basketball, University of Santo Tomas completed a title run highlighted by an unbeaten elimination round and a hard-fought finals victory over National University. In the PBA, TNT Tropang 5G emerged with 2 crowns in the Governors and Commissioners Cups, while San Miguel Beermen halted TNT's Grand Slam bid by ruling Philippine Cup. Abra Solid North Weavers completed a near-perfect season to be crowned new MPBL champs. Billiards remained a stronghold for the Philippines as Carlo Beato made history by becoming the first Filipino to win the World 9-Ball Championship twice. Beato secured the title with a victory over reigning champion Fedor Gorst, adding another milestone to his decorated career. As 2025 comes to a close, The year's accomplishments suggest that Philippine sports is no longer defined by isolated successes, but by sustained excellence and expanding global relevance. /P and golden moments. When Philippine sports shone on the world stage in 2025. The year 2025 unfolded like a sunrise for Philippine sports. Slow at first, then brilliant, warm, and impossible to ignore. Across arenas, courts, tracks, and waters, Filipino athletes carried more than just equipment on their shoulders. They carried stories of islands shaped by storms, of communities bonded by hope, and of a nation that believes effort can turn dreams into medals. These were the golden moments, milestones that did not merely decorate record books, but strengthened identity and inspired generations. A nation that learned to believe. Philippine sports has always been fueled by resilience. In 2025, that resilience matured into confidence. No longer content with participation alone, Filipino athletes stepped into global competitions with the quiet certainty that they belonged. Each victory felt like a collective breath finally released, proof that years of grassroots programs, athlete support, and renewed belief were bearing fruit. The year became a turning point where Filipino athletes were not surprises anymore, they were contenders. Golden grace on the world stage. One of the defining images of 2025 was a Filipino gymnast standing under bright international lights, hands chalked, heart steady. When the routine ended, silence fell, then applause thundered. The performance was not only technically excellent but emotionally powerful, blending precision with unmistakable Filipino flair. This moment symbolized how Philippine sports had evolved. Athletes were no longer imitating global styles, they were shaping their own. That gymnast's poise echoed the countless hours spent training in modest gyms, supported by coaches who believed talent could rise from anywhere. Courts that echoed with pride. Basketball, long considered the heartbeat of Filipino sports culture, reached new global relevance in 2025. Against taller, stronger, and more experienced teams, the Philippine squad played with speed, strategy, and fearless teamwork. What stood out was not just wins, but competitiveness. Close games against elite nations showed the world that Filipino basketball had grown smarter and tougher. Each fast break and clutch three-point shot felt like a conversation with history, honoring past legends while writing a new chapter. For young fans watching from barangay courts, these games whispered a powerful message. You don't need to be the biggest to be the bravest. Power and precision, strength sports rise. Weightlifting continued to be a source of national pride in 2025. Filipino lifters stepped onto global platforms with calm determination, their discipline visible in every controlled movement. When the barbell rose overhead and locked in place, it was more than strength, it was mastery.